guys, it's Katie from Begging for Balance. I'm going to do a little video for you this morning how to condition your dog to like wearing their coat. It's starting to get cold, and dogs that don't have a thick coat of fur get really cold outside, and you should be walking your dog in the winter. Even when it's cold, you know, try to be as consistent as you can with getting them out for exercise. If you have a dog with not a lot of fur, or an older dog, or you know, just some little dogs, they just get cold easier. So you'll want to put them in a coat, and if your dog is not used to wearing the coat, it can be really difficult to get them to like it and accept it. So this is a way, using clicker, to get dogs to accept and to condition them to wearing the coat. So Lana, come. So Lana has worn sweaters and coats before. She doesn't mind wearing them. She doesn't try getting them off, but when it comes time to put them on, she's not always the most excited about putting it on. So we're gonna work on that. What you wanna do first is either have your coat or sweater, no, sit, down. And some of them are gonna, nope, down. Some go over their head, and some either button or have Velcro. So it's going to depend on the type that you have, on exactly how you go about conditioning this. So the first thing I need to start with is teaching you how to use a clicker properly. So a clicker captures a specific behavior. Nope, she thinks it's a toy. Down. It captures a specific behavior and takes a snapshot of that, and then you reward the dog for what they're doing in that exact moment. So what you need to do, if you've never worked with a clicker with your dog, is you need to condition the dog to understand that the noise that the clicker makes means food is coming. So the way you do that is by click and feed them. And you just do a lot of repetitions of this, so that they get accustomed to that noise means reward is coming. And Lana already knows what this means, but I'm just showing you, you know, how to do this. And you'd want to do it for several minutes before each session that you're going to do either tricks or, you know, conditioning your dog for something like this. Just so that you refresh them in the beginning of what the clicker means. So the next thing you want to do is have the object, whatever it is that you want the dog to like. Have it, and you're going to click for interest in it. So the second the dog shows any interest toward it, whether it's sniffing it, walking toward it, click and give food. So I'm just going to wait her out. If she puts her nose on it, then I click and then give her food. You can use your dog's daily food for this, or you can mix in something more high value, like liver treats, freeze-dried beef liver, or hot dogs, or something like that. You want to be careful too not to click for like biting it, because, good, so she showed interest in it, put her foot on it, but she didn't bite it, so no. What you can actually do is put the food in your hand. This is one that goes over their head. So I can put my hand inside of it, and then when she puts her nose in to get the food, then I click. This is basically like muzzle conditioning. The dog needs to put her head inside, and I'm just having the food in my hand to kind of encourage her to put her head inside. And then I click and give the food. Now, if you don't have a clicker, you can do this exact same thing with just the word yes. Let me scoot this way. So I've got my food inside of it. She's got her head in. Click. Sorry about the off-camera whining. That's my other dog who wants also to do this. And then what you're gonna do is not have the food in your hand, but do the same thing. So put your hand in there and still wait for the dog to put their head in. Make sure you click before they start pulling their head out, because you don't want them to think that the game is put your head in and pull it out and then I get a treat. Sit. Lana? Nope. And what you can do eventually is once they start getting their head in it, you can say the word coat or something like that, whatever word, jacket, and that will get your dog to put their head in. No. I have to be really firm about the tugging because she'll shred this thing. So once the dog is sticking their head in it reliably, you can start naming it. And what I will do is just say the word coat when she puts her head in it, right before I click. Coat. Quiet. Coat. So many holes in this thing. Nope. Back up. Set. Coat. 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 Now what I want to do is start prolonging the time that she has it on her head. Coat. Before I click. So, coat. Set. Coat. 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 So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, click. And then each time you can go a little bit longer. Coat. Click, and then it's really important. You don't want the dog to start fighting it. You don't want them to start backing away or anything, because then you're actually rewarding what you don't want is for them to try to take it off. So you want to keep it all really positive. Coat. Good girl. Coat. 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 You see how I'm just lengthening the amount of time that she has it on before I click and give the reward. Back up, sit. Good. Coat. so she was a little hesitant to put it on, so I shortened the amount of time between when I clicked, between when she had it on her head and when I clicked, to try to encourage her more. Coat. What are you looking at? Mom, coat. No. Coat. Yes. Good girl. She's getting impatient, so I'm going to give her a break. Down. Good. Hi guys, we took a short break and now we're back. If you see that your dog is having a hard time concentrating, you'll want to just take a quick break. 5-10 minutes, that's all it takes, and then back to work again. So where we left off was just asking her to coat and coat. Another really important thing to remember is even if you click at the wrong time, you still need to reward the dog. You still want the clicker to mean something, and if you click and you don't feed, then you actually decrease the value that the clicker has for them. Coat. Coat. And I'm just waiting a second before I click so that we can get her used to wearing it for longer and longer. Coat. No. Coat. And I'm just kind of positioning it and then clicking. Each dog is going to be different. You're going to have to really go by how they're feeling about it. She's not fighting it at all. And so that's why I am lengthening the amount of time and also trying to wiggle it down on her more. Coat. But remember, it's really important too that the dog is coming to the coat, that you're not forcing the coat onto the dog. She's very eager to get her head in there. Coat. Wait, wait, wait. Click and feed. Good girl. And this is how you also get them to wear it for longer, is by lengthening the amount of time before you click. Coat. Now I'm going to show you how to get their feet in it. Coat. So we got it on. Now we want to just gently get a foot in, click, feed, and then gently, and then gently get the foot out. Good girl. So now I'm asking her to keep it on while we're doing this foot stuff. Good girl. Sit. And what you can actually do with the foot, sit. Lana, sit. Come here, sit. What you can actually do with the foot is have a word for that too. So again, you're going to want to get the behavior 95% of the time before you name it. Sit. Lana, sit. Sit. So let's say that she's been doing this really reliably. I can say, foot, click, as soon as she gets her foot in. she's putting her foot right in. She knows what we want now. That's really good. And you'll have to do that for both feet. Foot. This foot. Yes. A little slow on my click. Good girl. So once you get the dog to get the coat on, foot. This foot. Girl. Once you get both their feet in, and you get the dog to tolerate having the coat on, you're going to want to click just for having it on. Like, yes, I like what you're doing, and you're just going to want to click and reward just having it on and not fighting it. Good job. Sit. And then you can just start doing other commands with them. Or if you have a leash on, just start walking around and rewarding as you go. Because you don't want the dog to get fighting it and trying to get it off. You want to keep rewarding a lot while they first have it on, so that then they associate, hey, when I put that on, I get lots of good treats and it's fun. And as you can see, she doesn't mind wearing it. For her, the big thing was getting her to like putting it on. So that's why I was working on that. But this shows you how to get them to tolerate wearing it too. And then take your dog for a walk, because that's a good way to keep them moving and they kind of forget about having it on. Good. And then, you know, taking it off, same thing, you can say foot. Oops. Foot. Good girl. Sit. Sit. Okay. Coat. Good. Foot. Foot. Yes. Girl. Foot. Good girl. Sit. And then I don't use the hoods unless you have like a greyhound or something that needs like one of those hoods like this. I think the hood's a little silly, but the sweater or coat will keep them warm, and you can do it with other coats too. I have one that is a little different. I'll show you how to do that one too. Foot. Same thing, taking it off. Foot. Sit. Good. Foot. Now, want to sit? Come here. Sit. Good girl. Good. And then, like for this style, it has Velcro. No, 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 ma'am. This style is going to be basically laid over their back. You're just going to want to put it on their back and then click. And the same thing, you want to, in the beginning, you can click just for some interest in it. And you're just going to want to touch it to them, click, take it off, give them food, put it on, click, take it off. This gets them used to just having something over their back. And then the same way, you're going to lengthen the amount of time that it's on their back before you click. And then, no. Can you tell that she likes the game of tug? I can. And she knows how to open the refrigerator, and that's a tug game too. So I have to discourage the tug with wearing the coat. So put it on, wait just a second, and then the same thing with the feet for this. So you're going to want to say foot. Yes. this foot. Foot. And then Velcro it up. If you're struggling and your dog is really either fighting it or just antsy and won't sit still, go back a step. Take it slower on just getting them to tolerate, you know, something either on their back or something over their head. You just want to keep that engagement, keep them excited about this. It's a game, it's not something they have to endure. So, and then once they have it on, again, you know, do some tricks or Lana sit. Ask them for some commands, walk them around, down. And because I'm a balance trainer, I believe that you should reward dogs, but that you should also correct dogs. And so if she's biting at it and it's on her, I will say no. I don't have a problem telling dogs no. And then I will reward for what they should be doing. So, good girl. Break. Lana, break. Good girl. So that's it, guys. How to get your dog to wear a coat and like wearing a coat. I hope that helps some of you, and I hope your dogs stay really warm this winter and that they enjoy wearing their coats. Take care.